Welcome back to the Weekend Warrior Show Recap Podcast. I'm Ty from the Unemployed Architects. So this week, I'm talking about 3 shows I had last week. The biggest one being the Shoe Fest show to kick it off. So I played at Shoe Fest, and the second night I played down at a place called Bennie's Pizza and Pub. And that's in Belleville, so that's quite a ways down south, kind of close to the St. Louis area. And the Sunday show was a makeup show at Riggs Beer Company in Urbana. And so that's all 3 shows. The first set, the Shoe Fest, that was a pretty cool show for me. I mean, that was maybe the highlight of the summer, honestly. Some bigger names were there, Keller Williams and Chicago Farmer and many more that I'm not as familiar with, but I've been told by other people that are pretty legit acts, so that's pretty cool. Plug my phone in here. So I got there, I was the first set of the whole thing, so I kicked it off. Wasn't really expecting a ton of, people to be there. There was definitely more than I thought, so that was good, because I figured everybody would be kind of, sorry. Messaging. It was a good crowd and a bigger crowd than I expected. I mean, I was expecting like 7 people probably, but there was probably more like 40. It was kind of funny in the crowd. It was hot that day, and there was this big tree with a lot of shade and that's where everybody was sitting in the shade of the tree. So it was very like big open field over here, and then like cluster of people here. But yeah, I got there around noon, pretty early, and it was nice. There was like stage hands and monitor people. I got set up pretty quick, sound checked pretty quick, and then we kind of just walked around and got back to the sorry, I'm gonna answer this in real time. Oh, never mind. Sorry, terrible. I'm terrible because I'm supposed to be leaving for a show in 13 minutes tonight, but I'm so bad at my time management. I got this call right before I got on the pod here about trying to make a show work tomorrow, and I couldn't, so I'm trying to see if anybody's available. It's very last minute. Morgan from Gabriel, I guess it's not that anymore. She works at the City of Normal now and does the events there, but she's struggling to find somebody last minute. Of course, I was her go-to call, but I'm already booked, so trying to figure that all out. So forgive my messages. Let's get back to Shoe Fest. So, went there, walked around a little bit, played, got my sound check. I played You Can Call Me Al for sound check, try to get people excited, because that's a fun, dancey, kind of upbeat song. And, so the actual set went really well, honestly. I think it might have been the most comfortable I've been on stage, like, especially a stage that big. Usually I get kind of a deer in the headlights kind of feel, but it's very low pressure since I was the first person. I do think it would have been a lot busier and a lot crazier if I would have just played like the second or third slot. But, I was just happy to be there, and it was easy to sound good. I didn't feel like I had to try too hard. However, I did bust 2 strings, which is maybe a record, in one song in the last like 30 seconds for my song Misery. And that was a little bit of a bummer, because that's like it's like the climax of my whole set and the climax of that song in my whole set. And of course, one pops, and then I get that kind of fuck it attitude, and like I gotta finish strong because this is it. And then of course another one pops. So and then by then the guitar was just like out of tune and sounded terrible for the ending, but oh well, you win some, you lose some. I think I had a lot of decent songs, and I think this is the most anybody has ever come up to me after a set and been like, "Hey, I really enjoyed your set. That was awesome." Got a lot of those, so that was good. People were, remembering my set through, because we stayed for the whole day. The other thing that happened was Lo, she came there to take pictures with her new phone and some video, which I'll be sharing, pretty regularly here before too long. And there was, her shoe broke immediately at Shoe Fest. Her shoe broke, and nobody had any other shoes at Shoe Fest that she could borrow. So I made some makeshift shoes for her, and she was doing this. She was sitting in my car, one of the straps from her broken shoe, because I had used some bandanas and then taped her old shoe to her foot, essentially, because there were sandals. There was a strap kind of digging into her foot, so she was like yanking on it to pull it off, and then her foot like jerked and hit my windshield, and pretty sure she broke her toe, started bleeding all over the place. So that was not ideal, but pretty funny. Shoe Fest, no shoes or broken shoes, and no spare shoes, lots of shoes stuff. But yeah, and then we stuck around. We enjoyed some other music. There was a lot of good music going on that day. A couple other acts I really enjoyed. And yeah, it was just a really fun day all around. Good experience. I got, like I said, lots of good feedback. Got rid of all my magnets and stickers, which I made an extra big amount. So hopefully that'll, yield some new fans and friends and all that. But we'll see what happens. The next day, it's a 3-hour drive down to Belleville, so it was pretty much my whole day was built around that show. It was a 4-hour set, 6 to 10. There was a guy playing there when I got there. He was pretty solid, and I liked to. It was just nice because it's just like this pizza/bar place, and they're having musicians play like a set during the day, different musicians at night. And, they were like, we like it pretty quiet when I started. So, which is always a little irking, but, because I'm like, my one-man band might be too much. And, but I kept that in mind. But they actually had the same JBL stack as their sound system that I have as mine. So it was really easy to set it up and get it to sound good. And I kept the volume very low. And I don't know, I guess what I was trying to say was, it's nice to see that amount of support for musicians. Their building's kind of a scene, because a lot of the people there, like, even though they were just there eating pizza and it was early in the day, they were like into it. You could tell that they've kind of cultivated a vibe that is kind of what's the word? It's I don't know. We'll just call it generosity towards musicians, like a very healthy, like, come here to hear live music pretty much any time. It was a long set. I played 6 to 10, and I felt pretty solid the whole time. I mean, and quite a few people came up and said nice things, and I got some more stickers and magnets out, and it was just a fun show, good show all around, and I really had a blast. And then Sunday, I was thinking, this show's gonna be rough, and it was rainy all day, and I was like, maybe it's going to get canceled again. So this is a show that I got paid for a long time ago. And, it was like a gift to the brewery. And so, I've been needing to make that up for a long time. We finally got a date in the books before, and it got canceled due to the rain. They don't do indoor stuff. So I called them. I was like, are you going to cancel again? Because pretty much same situation. And they had a tent set up for a wedding that was going to be there the next day. So they were like, yeah, you can. This was Labor Day, so, it's Monday was off for everybody. So I guess that's when the wedding was, on Labor Day. And so I got there, and it was just pouring, of course. But it was nice. I got to pull right up to the tent in the back, set everything up. There was probably like 7 people there at the beginning. And, I was like, it's going to be one of those shows. It was only a 2-hour set, too. So, no big deal. I was just like, I just need to do it. It's going to be nice to kind of get it off my brain that I still owe them the show. And about maybe 45 minutes in, you could tell people were like hearing it, and they like walked out to the tent. The rain subsided, and people wanted to be outside because it's pretty nice out. And the tent, if it did start raining, would be a little bit of cover. And it was a great crowd. Like, they were really into what I was doing, and I just felt good the whole time, really. I mean, once the people started coming, and they were, generous with their attention, and in other ways as well, and it was great. I ended up playing an extra half hour, and it was probably, I don't know, I had such a low expectation of that one going in that, it was awesome to be on the other side of it and be like, oh, I'm glad I did that, because I could have very easily just been like, oh, I don't want to do it. I could have canceled because of the rain. But yeah, everything just worked out last weekend. I was in a really good headspace, I think, after the Shoe Fest. Shoe Fest was only an hour set, but I did all original music, which was awesome. So, I liked those sets, and I felt really comfortable. I mean, not 100% of where I'd want to be, but, maybe like 85 or 90, 95, somewhere in there. I don't know. It was a great weekend. I really had a blast. That's pretty much it. I only got 2 little shows this week. I have Door 4 Brewing again tonight, and then tomorrow I'm playing an early set at Uncommon Ground for their, I think it's 45-year anniversary or something in Bloomington, so it'll be an early set, and that's pretty much it. So, sorry it's a shorter one, of course, but, I gotta get to the show. I got 3 minutes till I'm supposed to be out the door, so I'm sure I'll be a little late, but I'll make it happen. So, anyway, that's what I'll be talking about next week, and I appreciate anybody who takes the time to listen, and I will talk to you next time. All right.